Welcome to the homestead. Well, it's a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful. It's afternoon now, and so the sun is really penetrating. The grow tunnel is seriously warm inside. And so what I have to do today is get back to this gardening. I had forgotten that before all that freezing stuff, I had planted lettuce, and believe it or not, I got lettuce. I have forgotten to water it, so hopefully it won't die. I watered it today, and I'm hoping to do that microgreen thing where you have that tray of lettuce and you just cut and return instead of waiting for the big heads to form. And so we're going to try that. And today I'm going to plant potatoes. Well, at least start with the potatoes. What we did was through the winter we would buy potatoes at the grocery store for the family. And we would eat whatever we'd eat, but as soon as they started to sprout, I'd take them away and put them in a box. And so apparently I did that a lot, and I got 2 big boxes of potatoes. Also, I have turmeric tubes and ginger tubes that I'm going to plant, and I've got a couple of onions that sprouted that we never even used, and they've got growth coming, and so they're really big too. But they got a lot of growth, so we're going to go ahead and plant those in the ground and let them grow. One of the things I like to do is I take the green onions that you cut off and then you eat the green onions, but you have the little white part with the roots. I put those in a cup of water and then they start to re-sprout. And just yesterday, I just took a couple of the re-sprouts off and I cut them up and added them to my baked potato, and it was really good. So I have a lot of those that have re-sprouted inside, and what I want to do is get some of those and bring them out to the garden and plant them in the garden. So it's cut again, where you cut and then you come back and they regrow and regrow and regrow. And so anyhow, let's get busy on this garden. Okay, let me show you the potatoes. Look at that. They are starting to rot and shrivel up, but I got good root system, so I'm going to try all these, and I got a whole bag full of those that are growing. It's crazy, but I'm going to put those in the ground. I got a lot of potatoes, so my garden's going to have a lot of potatoes. Check this one out. Started growing potatoes in my box. I hope that still works.
Well, she's got me working in the garden. Rumor has it, if you don't work in the garden, you don't get to eat the food. So I'm out here to help.
Down towards the bottom, the ground, the dirt is frozen. This is nice dirt, but it's frozen like a rock. So we're trying to break it up, mix it all up. There it is. Oopsie. I went and got my gardening book. It's a big book. It came from my mom's house. I'm going to see what kind of nutrients to add to the soil for our potatoes, if any, and the various things that we're starting to plant, and see how that goes. Okay, it looks like it needs an even blend of stuff, like 10-10-10 or something, and it needs sulfate, and it needs calcium, and it needs phosphate, and it needs a lot of stuff. So this is what I'm going to do. Since I don't know what any of these things really truly need, I'm going to put a little bit of everything in all of the barrels. Just put a little bit of everything. And it rains and it flows through these grow bags, so you don't really retain any of the nutrients for very long. And that's kind of the sad thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'd say it can't hurt, but I guess it can hurt. But, you know, I don't know. We'll just try it and see what happens. Next, I'll plant the onions that started to grow. They won't rebulb, I don't think, but we'll get some growth on top, and it's edible. I have to let that little bit of soil that I pulled up to the top defrost a little bit before I start digging in that one. So I'll be right back. Barely, that one was a potato bag, and here's a little potato that was growing in there. It was stuck in the ice. That's too funny. Wonder if it's edible. Looks good. Okay, we'll see what those onions do in the ground. They may just die, may just rot. I don't know, but we'll check it out. Those were huge onions. They would have been really nice, but the inside had already turned kind of weird. They felt firm on the outside, but when I peeled it back, they're all weird, gross looking. And so they're not edible. Might as well plant them. Well, gardening always takes longer than I want it to. And so I got those potatoes planted. I've got some more potatoes that I'm going to put in the first 2 barrels over here on this side. They're a different kind of potato. And so we'll just see how many potatoes we get this year. I planted 15 potatoes in those first 4. And so all we need is more than 15 for it to break even. Of course, they were potatoes that were going to go bad anyway, so we're not lost any. We ate all those other potatoes, and so we'll just have to see. We need more than 15. Some of those potatoes were really big. I hope we get some really big potatoes. Last year we just got little ones, and so it's okay. We did get a lot of little ones, but hopefully we'll get some big ones this year. And so I think in about 8 months, we'll check it out and see how it's doing, see if they're ready to pick. I also have a couple of sweet potatoes that I want to plant, but I got to look up to see how to do that because those are rhizomes and I don't know what. First I have the potatoes and I have to get the rhizomes because you plant the rhizomes. I don't understand it, but I got to look that up and see how to do that with those sweet potatoes to grow the rhizomes, to be able to plant the rhizomes, and then where to plant them. Do you plant them in I don't know, like one of the garden beds or in the grow bags? Can I do that? I don't know. I'm going to look all that up. And then I have the turmeric, and I was going to plant the turmeric directly in the ground, but I watched a little 45-second video of a man, and he said start them in water and then plant them after they sprout in the ground. So I'm going to do that. I've got them soaking right now, and then I've got some ginger, and I got to figure out how to plant the ginger, so I'll have to look that up as well because it's actual ginger. There's a lot of stuff I got to figure out before I can actually plant things, and I'm just going to delay a little bit since I'm not going to do that winter gardening thing, since the ground froze and everything, and then now since it's defrosting. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow, start seed planting. I could start seed planting inside. I've got all those things that are ready to go to start planting little seedlings in there, and so maybe I'll do that because that grow garden stays really nice, toasty, warm in there, so it will help with the seedlings sprout faster. And so maybe I'll do that tomorrow, is plant in the garden. I need to get this stuff going if we're going to have a really nice garden this year, and get those little seedlings to sprout up into little plants so I can transplant those little plants. Time's getting away from me, and it happens the last 2 years when we're out here on the property because we're so busy doing other things. But now we're here. We had those 2 weeks that we didn't do too much because we were busy moving from the city to out here permanently, and there is so much to do, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff to kind of get this stuff all up and going. Also keep in mind that we don't have the internet out here, and the hotspot isn't so good. So that last video I ended up having to put a no video today because it had gone through the night and it still wasn't uploaded, and it went to the evening, and finally I said it's not going to upload, so I just posted no video today late in the night or evening or whatever, whenever I did it, and then it processed and went the next day. And so unfortunately we're going to have a lot of that stuff. We're looking for the internet and see if we can get the internet out here so we can be more consistent. Bear with us, everybody. Bear with us while we're making this adjustment into here. Anyway, a lot of gardening is going to be coming up in the next few weeks. We're going to do other stuff as well, but I got to get this garden, seed it, plant it, whatever it has to be done, and the dirt rotation and stuff, and getting the fertilizer in and ready to go. And so I'll be doing a lot of that stuff, and we'll just see how this garden goes. I mean, we're either going to get plants, fruit, or we won't get fruit. I think we'll get fruit. And it's real important that we learn how to do this ourselves. Did you notice in the grocery store that there are things called seedless oranges and seedless lemons? That's a bad thing. I know some people don't want seeds in their oranges and lemons, but if they're modified to not have seeds, then where's the next generation of seeds going to come from? Who's going to have control of those seeds if local gardeners can't just plant seeds from the fruit that they grow? Those are important questions, because the future, I don't know, when it comes to food production. Are we going to rely on the government for food production? Are we going to rely on big corporations for food production? Small farms need to be able to grow their own fruits and vegetables, and it's really important to be able to replicate those seeds. And so when I pick up things from the grocery store, I make sure that they're non-GMO and organic, so they will replicate. And so far they have. I've grown lots of potatoes from seeds from potatoes, I should say, that I got from the grocery store. And the celery reproduces, and there's other things that reproduce. And so we need to have things that reproduce. Anyway, here is the things that are ready to, they're all ready. All I have to do is start seeding. I'm not going to do that today. Here's those potatoes I told you about, where I have to learn how to grow the rhizomes. And in here I have more avocado seeds. The avocado plants kind of died. Too bad. Right here is my tray of lettuce that's growing. And I don't know, hopefully it'll keep growing. And I won't kill it. And so anyway, here's those little rhizomes. I mean, those little, well, I don't know if they call them rhizomes. These little tubulars of turmeric that are soaking. So we'll see. We'll see how this all goes. And we'll work on it another day because I'm bored. And I bet you're bored too. So thank you for watching. God bless you all. Be sure to like, share, press that notification bell, and share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because it helps us. So far, we don't have enough people really to benefit from it, but with your help, we can. So go ahead and subscribe. You don't have to watch us every day, but sure would help us if you subscribed and you push the like button. God bless y'all. We'll see you next time on the Homestead.